Hi, I'm Andrea with Yarn Packin' Mama, and today I will be going over the split single crochet in rows, and I've already done a couple of rows of just plain single crochet to build up a base, and let's get started. For this sample I chained 25 and I worked in the second chain from the hook, leaving me with 24 stitches. Now for the split single crochet, you are not going to work into the top of the stitch. You're actually going to work in between the stitches. So I've turned my work. I'm going to chain one for a turning chain, and I'm going to work in between the V that you see in the stitch. And a good way to do that is to say, okay, well, I should be working in here, but I'm going to come down slightly, and I'm going to come down and slightly to the side. And I like to really work in there, meaning like I like to hold my stitches pretty sturdily to get underneath of this loop and capture the piece that I want to work into. And it also helps to have looser tension, especially on this second loop. I think it's also referred commonly as the golden loop. And that's pretty much it. So it can be kind of hard to get in between the stitches sometimes. So that's why I really like to also turn it over to kind of see the back side that I'm working through, to again make sure that instead of working underneath of the top of the stitch, I'm working in between the V from the previous single crochet from the row below. And sometimes you just gotta waggle it, and again, the looser your tension is here, the easier it will be to get in between those V's from the previous single crochets. And I'm just going to work this all the way across until I get to the end, and I'm going to turn and repeat until I have a sizable swatch, and I will meet you up at that point when I have a few more rows done, so that you can really see what a split single crochet will look like. Okay, so I've worked a few more rows, and I did not follow my own advice and keep my stitches loose. So I had a little bit of trouble getting my hook in between, but it can be done. And as you can see, it's creating these V's down the rows, which you don't get with a normal single crochet, which you can see here too, because I did 2 rows of normal single crochet where I was just working into the top of the stitch, and then I switched to the V stitch on the 3rd row, and you can see the V's that are created going up, and it creates a really fun little knit-like texture. And one more thing to mention, that when you're working along and you've turned your work, it's the part that you're working underneath are a good reference point. So you're not working into the top of the stitch, you're more so working in between the 2 tops of the stitches, and that's why it's called the split single crochet, because you're splitting the stitch, like you're working in between the split of the stitches. And a great reference point for when you're working in rows is this bar that is created from when you finish a single crochet. It creates this little bar, and you're gonna I use that as the reference to say, okay, I need to insert my hook in between these 2 strands from the previous single crochet and underneath the bar to get in between the stitch. And that is all there is to the split stitch or split single crochet stitch. And I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it was helpful, and please stay tuned for more. Thank you.